take a glimpse into the dopest pet you can own in the world. Yo, nature is dope. Ever since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with reptiles, amphibians, insects, wildlife, animals. Stay tuned, this is going to be a dope one. When it comes to reptiles, bigger is always better. But you might not have the space. So be creative with your terrariums. Make something cool, make something unique. But this video is not just about that. This video is about so much more. I'm going to walk you through one of the most amazing animals, the most popular pets in the world. And for good reason, the leopard gecko. Now, if you have geckos or reptiles, you're going to have other animals like me. It's an obsession. I can't help it, but I love it and I'll do it for the rest of my life. Now, leopard geckos, one of the most dope pets in the world and probably one of the most popular actually, and for good reason. Look how stunning they are. But before we get into the nitty and gritty, let's talk about some FAQs. Leopard geckos eat live insects. That's right, live insects. So you've got mealworms, you've got locusts, you've got crickets, you've got silkworms, you've got black soldier fly larvae. So you need to prepare for this and have this around the house. Depending on what kind of keeper you are, most people keep them in terrariums, so exoterras or tub rack systems if you know how to do it, but make sure you do your research, guys. It's simple, but do your research. Yes, they need heating. They come from dry, hot environments, so 80 to 85 degrees on the warm end and a 90 to 95 degree Fahrenheit for the basking. But remember, do your research. They need a cool end too. This is a controversial topic for leopard geckos as they are nocturnal. Now, they do need UVB. You can provide them D3 in supplementation form. I do both, but do your research once again. They live for a long time. Up to 20, 30, 40 years in captivity. So it is a pet for life. Be responsible, like having a cat or a dog plus longer. Have the right environment and you'll enjoy this pet for a long time. Now, like our New Zealand geckos, and these are also incredible animals, leopard geckos are different. Now let's look at housing. This is day 2 of putting 2 of my geckos together. This is a very lazy tub system, but it works and it does the job. Super popular in North America. It's just paper towels, some heating. This is looking real bland for filming purposes. I took everything out, but in comparison to our native geckos where everything is live growing, they're outdoors all year round, they can live in our environment. With leopard geckos, they do need controlled heating and environments. Tub systems are great for ease of cleaning, but let's look at a bioactive option. Now, I love you, Exoterra, but that like inch and a half of polystyrene has guts to go. It takes up so much space, so I thought I'd remove it. Now, Exoterra probably have the best terrariums, but once I got it all out, I cleaned it, I swept it, and I'm like, let's start from scratch. This is going to be a bioactive enclosure for leopard geckos. Now, remember I said dry and arid, super hard to grow stuff, but if you get the right succulents, the right plants that can flourish in this environment, then we can do something special with it. Now, I added some soil, some topsoil. I keep it pretty simple with these. Hardscape, most important and most exciting part is how am I going to arrange this. Now, although it's exciting, it's super frustrating because you set up multiple times, you sleep on it, and then you change everything around again. But once you get something you like, then it's all go from there. Now, controversial, but a lot of the stuff I put in my terrariums is free. It's from the garden, rocks, wood. I mean, the succulents I bought and the soil I bought, but most of it's free. And that's the way I like to do it. I like to simplify it and I like to make it, I guess, accessible and doable for people that don't want to spend an arm and a leg. Obviously, for leopard geckos, they need humid hides, right? Especially for their shedding time. So sphagnum moss, spray it, put it into a nice cool end, one in the warm end. Now, this is a 90 centimeter Exoterra. Now, I can get 2 leopard geckos in here, but I could fit 3. So if someone ever put a gun to my head and said you have to put a 3rd one in here, I would comfortably do so. But 2 for now. Let's get in the rest of the substrate. So another freebie from the garden, I found this like dried up bush and I thought it would be perfect. It looks like it's something would be in their environment of, Afghanistan, India, and Pakistan, where they're from. There's real dry climates. So I threw it in there. Now I added some pumice. Now this pumice mix actually looked really, really cool in regards to kind of like sand, not too thin, in with the Yellowstone. It gave it a real nice texture. Now with the rocks and everything else, it was starting to come together really nicely. Now pro tip, if you're going to add groups of leopard geckos together, make sure that there's odd evens with the sexes, so one male with a group of females, or if you're going to have three, then ideally 2 females and a male, or just have 3 females. Males will fight. Now, as you can see, I'm adding D3 calcium because I give them the extra calcium, which they just lick. They get off stones in the wild or rock faces. It essentially gives them what they need from the sun. Because they're nocturnal and heavily nocturnal, if they're not out during the day basking by some chance, then that's why you need to add it to them. Now, mealworms are next. This is just to put in there while I introduce them, so they have something to nibble on just in case they get peckish. I feed my leopard geckos locusts, crickets, silkworms, mealworms when I'm feeling lazy, and on occasion the waxworm as a little treat. Now, I've got 2 leopard geckos I'm going to put in here at first. I've got Icky and Ike. Icky is a normal leopard gecko, as you can see, classic leopard gecko pattern, a normie. And then I've got Ike. Ike is a morph. He's a tangerine, I think. Tempest tangerine, I think, but they love each other, weirdly enough. They do super well together, and I thought, hey, this new environment, going from tub systems to this bioactive environment, got in the cleanup crew and thought, hey, look at it now. Epic. I'm super happy with it. It's simple. Heaps of hides, you can't see them, they're underground, that's why I like it. But with the Exoterra that's 90 centimeters and it's all I had at the time, I'm super happy with this. And that's it. I'm Max. I do this shit for fun. And I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one.